Hi, let me introduce myself. I'm Nikki, and I just thought I would have a go at vlogging. Just talk about my experiences of things that I've gone through, going through, and generally natter. So I hope you hang around and listen. I know I'm probably going to get comments if I get people watching this, getting people commenting, whether they be positive or negative. So fingers crossed, here goes. There's a lot in the media, more so at the moment due to COVID, about mental health, depression, anxiety. But I have a better understanding of it now. Years ago, when they talked about depression, people used to say, oh, pull yourself together. And I can honestly say, hand on heart, that I've done that, had those thoughts. You know, I've worked in a few places, and, you know, I've worked with women who have had time off, and it's filtered through that they've been off with depression. And you sort of think, what then? No. Or, God, you know, life goes on. They should still, you know, come into work. They need to get over it, pull themselves together. And if they want to talk, I'd always be there for them. And you do. That's what you think. That's what you used to think. And, you know, you go through life and things happen to you, whether they be good or bad. Things happen to you. You can either dwell on them and you have them going on in your head. And women, you sort of told, deal with it, put it in a box, file it away. Something else happens. Deal with it, put it in a box, file it away. And I think what happens with women is you put so many things in a box and file them away that you get to the point where you can't put things in a box and you can't file them away. And a couple of years ago, because I'm in my 50s, and so many things have happened, you just deal with it and you just get on. My children were growing up, they were both teenagers, and other things had happened, and more things that were happening at that time. And I got to the point where I couldn't put things in a box, and in the space of that year, and it got to around October time, and I said to my other half, something's not quite right. Something's just not right. So he said to me, he says, well, what do you think it is? And I just said, I feel so low, so low. I don't know what to do about it. And, you know, to the point where I'd want to just sit and cry. And that's what I did then. And he said to me, he said, do you know, I've seen you get more and more depressed. But until that person says that they're depressed, I don't think they would agree with you. I know I wouldn't have done. If he had come to me and he'd said, I think you're depressed, I'd have been like, no, I'm fine. But I wasn't fine. I was far from fine. And I think for me, the bit that made me realise I wasn't fine was my eldest going off to university, because we'd always been so close. Through everything, he'd always been there. And for want of a better phrase, that was the straw that broke the camel's back. So from then, went to the doctors with my other half, came with me, because I don't think I would have gone on my own. Sometimes I struggle in saying something like to a complete stranger, all these things I'm saying now. I had this feeling of being irrelevant. And I had this feeling of being invisible. That I was losing purpose. In home life, in work life, in my children's lives, you know, they were growing up. They just, to go and talk, to say to somebody, especially the doctors. I don't like going to the doctors as it is, and I bet I'm not the only one with that thought. And because he says, "Oh, you'll be fine," and I was like, "No, because I'll go there, and it won't come out right, or I'll forget everything I need to say, and I won't." And I saw this locum doctor. I just sat and I bawled my eyes out. Embarrassingly, I bawled my eyes out. So, for me, it was a turning point. He started me off on medication, and I got signed off work. It's very weird. It's very weird. Do you ever find somebody will say to you, "Hello, how are you?" And you take a breath in, and you're about to say how you are, and they talk all over you about their stuff. I didn't matter. To me, a conversation is you ask the question, somebody will give you an answer back. If they're talking to you about something, it's not one-upmanship. Oh yeah, that happened to me. Or no, mine was 10 times worse than that. But that's what it felt like a lot of the time. And I felt as though I didn't matter. And I felt as though I was invisible. So here I am, pretty much 2 years later on, nicely medicated, change of job. It's not easy, a lot of days. Nobody knows, unless they're going through it, how much of an effort it is to smile. Because you don't want to be that person that's like, oh, in the doldrums again. You draw something positive out of that day and you hold on to it, you grasp onto it, because the following day there might not be a positive in it. On the same note though, you might get a day full of positives. You might get a day where somebody might say something to you and you don't read it the wrong way. And that I'm terrible. If somebody says something, I'll take it personally. I'll read something else into it. And then I get all paranoid. Paranoia is so hard to deal with. And the anxiety of people's opinions. And for everyone that says somebody else's opinion doesn't matter, to me it does. I know it shouldn't, but it does. So, yeah. I want to do several talks like this, not just all about depression, about other things that people have to deal with. I don't want to do it all in one video. But basically I wanted to start off to say, a bit about what I was doing and why I was doing it. And I think, if anything, this is going to be quite cathartic for me. Don't know if that's the right word. Don't know. Although I'd be interested to hear about what you guys think. But I know something. That phrase, "it's okay to not be okay," is very true. And you have to find and put your trust into somebody to to talk to somebody. And not be on your own with it. And to let people help you. But make sure that they're the right people to help you. Because even though there are people that say, oh yeah, I would be there, or, you know, I'm always a listening ear and da-da-da-da. When you're going to them for the millionth time, or it feels like the millionth time, you can almost see the eyes rolling. Here they are again. God. It's not. And it's not a case of just getting out and getting on with it. It's not a case of wallowing in it. It's definitely not a case of wallowing in it. But I think, I mean, for a lot of the reasons I was depressed, there aren't actually solutions to my problems. Yeah, there's solutions to the money ones, but for some of the other problems, there is no solution. But that's for me to deal with. It's for me to work through. And just accept them for what they are. Yeah. I'll probably think of 101 things to say once I press stop. But I sincerely hope what I've been talking about, if anything, has been of help to anybody, or they can empathise or even understand. I think for those that there's strong people out there and they just get on with it. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, I will sign off now. And I will be back doing another vlog, whatever they're called, soon. And I hope that you'll check out. If you subscribe to the channel, you'll get notified when that happens. I would very much appreciate it. And I'll see you soon.